Yep. Because we're
Now
fucking
recording.
professional.
Oh shit! So we're doing
That's
that
all that
as
we
I'm
are.
actually. We're actually doing that as I'm working on the fucking intro. So if this ends up being part
Now
of it, that's
recording.
gonna be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Like totally prepared. We have everything we need prior
Yo,
to
wait.
getting the boss in here.
Wait, I can get a co-host in here.
Oh, fucking bet. We're doing this all live, cold open. What's up, everybody?
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll do the actual
I got us a
intro.
co-host, but she has to finish cooking.
How long will that take?
How long will that take? Okay, well, one more pancake.
One pancake later.
One pancake later. Oh, wait. What kind of pancakes are we talking about here? Are we talking like IHOP level quality, or are we talking like fucking Denny's?
We got some nice organic flour. A little cinnamon, lots of sugar, butter, all organic, of course.
Classic Denny's waffle stomp quality.
Waffles are just pancakes with pockets.
Waffles when done right make pancakes look like shitter food.
That's true.
Also,
but you need a tool just to make them.
Here's a fucking messed up dad joke I heard earlier today, right? So vampires need blood to sustain their life, right?
Right.
Does that make blood clots vitamin gummies?
Yes.
See? Thinking out the box there, Captain. Best cold open ever.
Best?
The longest cold open ever.
It's
Fuck
pretty
you,
cold.
Riley, for being too sleepy.
Yeah, Riley couldn't come today because he had to take a nap.
Oh, don't worry. I got this covered in the intro. The official intro when we do the official part of this.
This is official?
I don't know. I wrote out a whole intro. I'm not going to not read it.
Are you ready?
I have a moth in my room. That's my problem.
Hi, moth.
I hope that actually is your issue.
No, he's cool.
Oh.
He keeps landing on me, though.
Got a new chair. Pretty comfy.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, it's like when you pay money for a chair, it's like more comfortable and not like falling apart compared to a free chair.
That sounds amazing. You get free chairs?
Well, I mean, don't you got like Facebook Marketplace and you could just find people giving shit away for free? I just got free wood today. Like, I just went and picked up somebody's like sawing up logs.
Damn. Yeah. Bro out here got wood.
Yeah, I got wood right fucking now. Nice, dry, hard.
Are you sure we need a fucking a dick show guy on this podcast to run it?
What?
Huh?
No, I actually didn't hear the words that you said.
Oh, I said, are you sure we need a dick show guy on here to run it?
Well, it's okay. Nobody's pinged me yet, but if somebody does ping me, I'm just gonna be like, too late. Yep.
Yep.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. You know, you find listings of people giving free computer chairs away and they're always falling apart. Like the one I got.
Well, because everyone uses their computer chair until it literally doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, the little thing, I want to say the suspension system just does not work at all. It like goes up on its own, you sit down in it, and then it just you like slam into the ground really hard. Like it's enough to lift itself up. The shock will lift the chair up, but not me. You know? So then I'll go to sit and it just fucking slams directly into the ground. But now I got a computer chair from like the 70s or something, and wow, I didn't know you could even be this comfortable and sit at a computer. It's amazing.
Well, they stopped making good shit, right? Like somewhere in the 80s, like every company realized that if stuff broke more and was shitter, they could sell more of it.
Yeah. And plastic. Saw my dream car going down the road today. Kind of pissed me off. Yeah, 76 Buick Skyhawk. Just rolling
Nice.
down the road. I saw it and I'm like, oh, that looks like a neat old coupe. What is that? An old Camaro? And then I saw I saw the rest of it in the rearview mirror and I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, that was a fucking Buick Skyhawk just rolling down the road. Those, the equivalent in badge engineering is essentially a Chevy Monza, but, the Buick Skyhawks are harder to find.
Buick.
What?
Buick.
Buick. Yeah.
All right, so are we doing the intro to this show, or are we just doing the show?
I don't know. I thought we were gonna wait for the person to show up.
Or recording?
We are recording. Okay. All right. With that horrible music over, howdy lads and gentle gents, and welcome to the Issue Crew, the show where we have issues with our lives and with each other, and with us a wonderful cast, most of whom rotate in and out as they please, like the strange men with your mother. Except this time, Riley died. Lol. Temporarily hosting for today, I'm Captain Blackbread, not Beard. And with me, hopefully to make things go as smooth as possible, we have Raging Gingy with a silent G.
Hello. Okay, all right. I don't know if I told the story of that to you guys.
No, I have no idea. I always wondered why you were
years ago-
ragging Gingy.
Yeah, rag.
Years ago, prior to me being known as Raging Gingy, I was
Is this
known
a-
as
Is
what?
this just like an Xbox Live name?
No, this is a
No.
lore dump.
It's a Gingy lore dump here. No, previously I was known as Dubious Manager. That was my old Xbox Live name that I was given by Microsoft when I created my original Xbox account. And after I was done with that, everyone was calling me Gingy. And because fuck Call of Duty, this shit makes me angry. Changed my name to, Raging Gingy. And when I created the account initially, way back then, I added the extra G on accident.
Gingy. So it is an Xbox Live name.
No, Raging Gingy? No, that name was not Xbox Live name.
Well, and
Since I added the extra G on accident, it's running joke now.
and Warficus.
It's
How
not
you
that
doing?
funny, but okay.
I know that's the whole point of keeping it going because it's stupid as fuck.
I'm Warficus, not Warficus, as Riley would say. Yeah. Who the fuck?
Oh, that's just Pink. She's just listening.
What's up, Pink?
Well, she's not gonna
Oh,
talk
good.
back.
I think I hear her talking from the other room, but I can't hear her anyway. But it's
Much
all
I
right.
didn't hear her.
Okay. Cool.
What? Do you have an issue? You should bring an issue. We're looking for guests today. Anyone and everyone.
Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Anyway, and Pretty Officer Pink Lemonade. I guess I don't know, unless she's just listening, which I think she's just listening. Okay, this is an intro and a half.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, our results. There are none, though the last episode was amazing and worth a look.
Yeah, it was
Lookston?
actually.
Sorry, I just realized that this just happened. A Lookston. It's worth a Lookston. That's what I wrote down. My phone did some weird corrections. Worth a listen. Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this
Episode
guy
101.
needs a script to podcast, by the way.
I do. I look, I can't just memorize the intro all on my own. And there are only some things that I could just fucking belt out, It's not my show. I'm just in it,
Yeah,
What it's supposed to be right
exactly.
now.
I mean, if we didn't do it right, maybe the host should have been here.
That's
saying.
true, yeah. Yeah, anyway, check out episode 101, No Issues Land, featuring Habibi. Yeah, and this would be the Ultra Chaos 3 episode. No issues, we just go with it. We talked about Jumbo Neutron. It was a lot of fun.
and made a very, very nice doodle with a Discord whiteboard.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Can Gingy, are you able to give streamer role?
Give what?
Give podcast role.
Maybe. Why?
Just invite them onto the thing.
Yeah, well, they need to be able to join this chat.
Well, if they join in the general voice call, we could try to physically, like manually move them ourselves. And if we do that, we can get them in.
Okay.
We should have that privilege.
Okay.
I didn't even know where the fuck to start from here. Like, I'm as far as I'm aware, we're waiting for another guest, and
so what's your issue, Mr. Captain?
Oh shit, we're jumping into issues already.
Fuck it.
Okay. Hell yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I don't need to do both of them anymore. I'll just pick the better one. Bad follow-up albums. So, I feel like every great artist is guilty of this. Megadeth did it multiple times. Metallica did it once and then just kept doing it for the rest of their career. Oasis nearly ruined their career. But I'm most angry about this over a band that nobody's heard about. And they're called Fatal Opera. Have you guys heard of Fatal Opera?
That name sounds vaguely familiar, but not in the top of my head.
Okay, do you know who Gar Samuelson is?
I think so.
I don't know anything.
Okay, this is going well. Okay, Fatal Opera was a band started by former Megadeth drummer. The classic, not the classic lineup, I guess the very first lineup that they had for the first two officially released albums. Gar Samuelson was on drums. Chris Poland was on guitar. David Ellefson was basically there until he, whipped out his dick in front of a miner or whatever he did.
Yes, that sounds pretty average.
No, apparently he actually had a massive cock. I couldn't find the picture of him, whipping his dick out.
Glad to know you were trying to find it.
I had to. Everybody was just like, man, David Ellefson's got a fucking hog. And I'm just like, how big is this hog? I needed to find the hog.
Yo, who is it? Oh, it's Kay. You gotta unmute yourself. Well, eventually she will be here.
And joining us, and I'm just gonna read it as it is. If you prefer to be called something else, let me know. Kyber Bitchling Feral Good Girl.
Yes, that is the person I have added. Yeah, that's my roommate and co-streamer.
That's
Anyway, welcome to the podcast. Whenever you decide to actually get it, we can't hear you at all. By the way,
she's setting up push to talk.
Ah, okay. Well, anyway, I was in the middle of my issue, which was bad follow-up albums, and I barely got into it because I had to explain the lore between how this obscure band started.
I really hope we weren't recording. I'm just Kai online to the public.
No, you're Kyber Slutling Feral Good Girl. The world now knows.
All right, Kai.
Everyone knows what you did.
I'm curious, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, don't worry about it. We're a professional show, and that will for sure be edited out.
Yeah.
The backstory to the name is that a mod in another server told me my old name was too ridiculous and too offensive, so I obviously created a new one.
Is that why the smaller name underneath your regular Discord name is Kyber Slutling instead of Bitchling?
Different variations have been tried throughout the years.
It's a common women tactic for to wear multiple outfits.
So Fatal Opera, yes, the first Megadeth guitarist, and not the guitarist, just the drummer, did too many drugs, sold equipment from the band to get more drugs, and they got kicked out. Gar Samuelson, though, he was a fantastic drummer. He started his own group called Fatal Opera with his brother, who was also a guitarist. So Gar Samuelson and Stu Samuelson and a couple other fucking guys who, if I grab the CDs, I can actually tell you who they are, but I don't have them in front of me at the moment. Right. So Fatal Opera is a technical thrash band formed in the early 90s by... Oh, I already said that. Shit.
Your mom's a technical thrash band.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. My mother is a technical thrash band.
Yeah, she is.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't know what that means, man. All right.
Oh, she technically thrashes with the band.
Okay, yeah. So the vocalist, the best one that they had at first was Dave Inman. He was pretty cool. How it goes, Gar wrote a lot of political lyrics, and it made for a pretty badass album. Their self-titled album, Fatal Opera, in 1995. Welcome to the Issue Crew, the best music podcast in the galaxy.
Hey, do you know anything about this? You know music.
I
right?
know music. Warf, you don't know music. You know the music you specialize in. I could tell you about my bands. I don't know this band, so I don't know.
This is
You
really
don't know
gonna be the worst
Megadeth?
episode, isn't it? This is what we're going for.
Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna keep it going.
Keep
I don't
going,
even
keep
care.
going. You're great. You're doing
Yeah,
great.
I'm gonna keep
I'm
explaining
actually
to you
curious.
guys.
Keep telling me.
Yeah,
Okay,
tell me more about Megadeth.
We could pretend that, we care about Megadeth and an offshoot of Megadeth. Right. So anyway, Gar Samuelson, the drummer, once again, wrote a lot of political lyrics, and it made for a pretty badass album. Their self-titled 1995 album, Fatal Opera. It's the kind of quality you'd expect from a group with not much money. They didn't play very large shows, which probably meant they were very likely popular in Japan, as most small American acts go. Despite this, the mix sounds pretty good on their first album. They had it pretty well nailed down on their 1997 release, The 11th Hour. They switched vocalists, though. The new guy isn't so bad, but that's just not yet. I don't remember his name, and I don't have the CD booklet in front of me to figure it out. I have a weird feeling his name was Rodney, but I think maybe he just sounds like a Rodney. Anyway, The 11th
Bro, this
Hour...
sounds like a fucking, found footage, audio documentary that we found in, some guy's basement.
I don't know if his name was Rodney. It
I don't
probably
know.
was. I will now
probably
eat his
was.
liver.
Yeah, this is, on a VHS tape, and you're covered in, what's it, zits.
Oh. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. I'm
Yeah.
just... No, oh my god, it reminds me of something, though. There's this podcast called Last Wave. It's for, listening to VGMs, and the guy just jumps in after each song, and he says a bunch of unfunny shit, as if he's got, a large following of people that like him.
Oh, that's
But
great.
you just think about it as he's talking to himself. He's just like, this is one of those games that, not so good for children, but if you like girls with this and that, then you'd really like it. And then he said something that suggested that he was in his 40s. And I'm just like, this fucker's been... How long has this guy been doing this? For nobody. He does have good music on there, but other than that, he's not a good host. He's not very funny. He should, if he would just stop trying to be funny, it would fix everything. But whatever,
Well, he's got good insights, but the jokes just never land, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that he's saying them to himself, and he's not even laughing at his own jokes.
All right.
Feels kind of sad.
All right. This is a show about issues, I thought.
Yeah, but it's also Who Are These Podcasts and No
Who
Dogs
are
in Space.
these podcasts, though?
Who are these podcasts?
Why are podcasts?
Yeah,
Why
but
are these
who are these
podcasts?
podcasts?
Why are they here? Find out on this documentary.
And no, every bad podcast begins with a nervous laugh. Hey, everybody!
Kai knows literally fucking nothing about the Dickverse, by the way.
I do not listen to that show. I am here because I keep hearing Warf beyond this every time I walk past, and I figured it's probably time to crash the party.
And your timing could not be any better, really.
I can't believe she did the Who Are These Podcasts thing without even knowing the show, though.
Yeah, that's something else.
That's amazing.
It's natural. It's
Well, yeah,
inevitable.
it's inevitable to ask, who are these podcasts?
It seeps into you like the microplastics in your drinking water.
That's why I don't drink water. I just drink Monster Energy.
Hello,
Yeah.
everybody, and welcome to the Alex Jones podcast. We had to get rid of InfoWars. You know why.
Oh no! My supplements!
My name is Joe Rogan, and I will be co-hosting here with Alex Jones. Alex Jones, what do the chemtrails say today?
Well, I use the chemtrails as a horoscope, kind of. So if they're extra fluffy, that means something's good's gonna happen. But if they're like already dissipated, then it means something bad's gonna happen.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, they're
feel that.
dissipating. That
That's
means
true.
the lizard people.
The lizard people are rising!
Yeah. So anyway, now we've become the Alex Joe Rogan experience, and we're still not the show we're supposed to be right now.
Wait,
Yeah.
what was your issue again?
Bad follow-up albums. But
Yeah.
I'm going off about this thing.
Alright, talk more about that album that you hated.
Okay. So, right, anyway, we were just talking about the guy who may or may not be named Rodney, who was Fatal Opera's second and, I guess, technically current vocalist. Anyway, The 11th Hour was a really good album. Like, I love both of these releases. Not as enjoyable in the first, but in my own opinion, a very good one. 2 years later, after the release of The 11th Hour, Gar Samuelson tragically died. He did a lot of drugs. Like, a
As you
lot of
do.
drugs. Yeah. So his liver was really fucked. Anyway, some years passed, and I figure out about this band, and the same year I figured out about them, they re-released the first two albums and remixed the drums. So that was a really nice treat for me to actually own the music. Little did I know this was ramping up for something 4 years in the making. 2023, randomly it seems, Fatal Opera 3 drops. You can imagine, I'm pretty excited at this point, so I drop everything to buy the tracks. This is a little bit before the hipster movement hit CDs and bands started releasing stuff not just on vinyl. I listened to it front to back, and I don't know. The lead-in track, The Raven, was pretty good, but they got Chris Poland, my favorite guitarist, on lead guitar. Other than that, it's an absolute drag. Over 3/4 of the album is super gay ballads, almost all of which are coping over a dead wife. Now, I'm not playing this up. There are at least 3 different songs about my wife is dead.
My wife should die.
Follow-up, Zombie Wife, Risen from the Dead.
Yeah, that's actually the last track.
I knew it!
Wait, has Kai listened to this?
No, I'm literally just guessing because I know what bands named things like Fatal Opera would do.
No, there's not a Zombie Wife song. That would save the album if there was, though.
Aw, man.
Yo, no, it should be like what's it, Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo, where like the whole thing is about like
I fucking love Dead Man's Party.
You think the album's like this somber album about the nature of death, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm alive again! Mad science! Holy shit, I'm a zombie!"
Weird science. Yes.
It's so good. I've
Oh,
never
man.
seen a heel turn in an album as good as Dead Man's Party.
What was that one? Is that on Dead Man's Party? The one where? Oh no, I might be thinking of Good for the Soul. Had like the one where the chorus is just him going masquerade, and it's doing like a bunch of things that feel way ahead of their time in terms of like the chords they're playing.
I think that might actually be the B-sides album.
No, it was definitely no, because I was going through the discography like not long ago. I think it was on Good for the Soul or it was on Dead Man's Party. Great fucking album though.
Okay, I can tell you a really bad follow-up album.
Well, hold on. I actually have that in. No, actually, fuck it, go for it.
Okay, so are you familiar with the band Rielyless?
I know that they exist and I've heard the hits. That's it.
So it's like a fake band side project by the guy behind Blur, Damon Albarn.
And when did Deltron 3000 or 3030 get involved?
That was the first album.
Sick.
But So this band's really one of my favorites, right? It's always doing like weird experimental stuff. You know, it's always a little political, but in like a way that like anyone can get in on. You know, it's like everyone sees their own politics in it, right? It's good. It's good shit. Uh, so they do their biggest album of all time, Plastic Beach. They've got like 3D animations, like it's on MTV. They got like some of the biggest names in music. It's huge. Some people don't like the album as much as the other ones, but it's a little more electronic. I love it. You know, it's okay. So we don't hear from them for a while. They're like setting up something, and then we get an album called The Fall. And it's supposed to be this experimental album where one of the characters, because none of them are real, right, is like traveling across the United States and like he's doing different songs based on the different places he visits. It was done entirely as a promo for a music app that no longer exists. And like all the songs were done in this music app.
Holy shit.
It is actually hot garbage, and it was so bad. Rielyless was canceled for about 10 years.
That's great, though. Holy shit. Were they like specifically talking about it in song?
No, there was no lyrics in these songs.
It's like if Metallica went and did a fucking album about like LimeWire.
It was so bad for the band. They basically rewrote the story when they brought him back.
Oh.
It's called The Fall too, which is so funny because it was the last album of Rielyless for a long, long time.
Yeah. So that's going to be just as big of a disappointment as what I'm talking about now.
What's even weirder is the like weird side albums of Rielyless were usually better than their main albums. Like I think it's D-Sides, one of the best albums they've ever done.
Okay.
Then one ruined the band.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about whether or not to check out the Rielyless.
They're great. I can send you what to listen to.
Send me deep cuts though. Don't send me the ones that everybody's already listened to. I don't give a shit about those anymore.
Well, no, Rielyless is one of those like audio opera type things where like you don't listen to songs, you listen to albums.
Okay, that's fair. That's basically Rust in Peace by Megadeth. If you haven't heard.
The worst about like the one way to tell a real Rielyless fan from a fake one is a real Rielyless fan will talk about albums, a fake Rielyless fan will talk about what they heard on MTV.
Yeah, I won't pretend to be a fan of the Gorillaz. I mean, we all fucking liked that one song about the windmill or whatever.
Well, yeah, Feel Good Inc.
Yeah, that's the one. And then everybody's got, Sunshine in a bag. Yeah. And Useless in a bag. But not for long. Future.
In a bag.
In a bag.
It's in a bag. Alright, that's a good problem. Shit. Honestly, great issue.
Thanks for the blueberries. Appreciate it. Okay,
Alright.
Let's see here. Where was
Gingy,
I at? What?
Do you have an issue?
Wait, what the fuck? I wasn't even done with mine.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Stealing your issues.
Yeah, it was just, I guess it's long in comparison, though. I am over halfway through it. That's most of the way through it. Okay. Right. The album with a bunch of songs about somebody's dead wife. The only other good tracks are one of two reminders that Gar is dead, because those tracks existed before he died and he's a better lyricist. Otherwise, the new drummer is sloppy and boosted way too high. Like, fuck the modern flavor-blasted goldfish cracker drums. Seriously, it blows out car speakers everywhere. That album is a huge letdown. Now I don't understand how they fucked it up so bad. They had over 25 years to get it figured out. Like, Megadeth did it twice, right? Cryptic Writings, an okay album in my opinion. And then they followed it up with Risk. A lot of people like Risk, but one thing is, and it just is what it is, right? It's not a Megadeth album. Whether you like it or not, it was a vanity project for Dave Mustaine, and he put it under the Megadeth name. So basically, the whole band, if you think about it, is just Dave Mustaine's vanity project, because who the fuck else is even in the band anymore? Like, they're all gone.
See, I just know nothing about music. I'm a Rielyless guy,
They've been
Get a
either
real band with the real musicians. What's
no,
wrong with
it's
you?
like the anime of music.
no Megadeth and Metallica is like Bloods and Crips of metal. Everybody's just like, I either like Metallica and they're real basic, or they like Megadeth and they're interested in interesting guitar leads and better solos and better.
Kai, actually,
you
Kai,
know,
do you have a
everything.
bad follow-up album? You like weird metal?
Both of
Uh-oh.
Well, you see, most of the bands I can think off the top of my head don't make specific. Are we talking about albums that just so happen to follow up other ones, or ones made specifically to follow up other ones?
All albums follow
like
up
if
other
if there
ones.
was a good album followed by a really bad album.
Yeah. Like you heard their last album, you're like, oh my god, I cannot wait for this new one. And then it's the shittiest shit you've ever shitted.
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Most of the bands I like kind of just had a long, slow, more sad decline, where instead of suddenly releasing something bad, they just sort of get stuck in a rut or just gradually fade away. It's a lot sadder
Metallica
that
after
way.
the 90s. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I got a little bit more here. Yeah. Dave Mustaine is basically Megadeth. Everybody else just kind of rotates in and out. And that's just how it is, I suppose.
Yeah, we need to do a music podcast. This sounds so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, no, there's going to be music episodes of the BBB, Bigger Black Breadier Cast.
Invite me to that podcast more, or whenever you do it. I'm in. Anyways, we were doing a podcast. Gingy, do you know any good or any bad
that
follow-up
wasn't
albums?
done. Oh, never mind.
Just keep it on topic. Do we even have Gingy?
Yeah, I'm still here. I mean, I'm pretty tired. Gingy's been overworked.
He's just extra quiet.
Yeah, just extra quiet for the moment. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I know any bad like follow-up albums per se. I mean, I could think of plenty of fucking songs that did not need, and I quote, a part 2. Like, I'm a super quick tangent. That'll be like my comment for this issue. Are you guys familiar with the band Bullet for My Valentine?
Vaguely.
I mean, well, yeah, I saw him live when I saw Megadeth for the 3rd time.
So their song, one of the more popular ones, is one of their old ones.
The Tears.
It's called Tears
Fall.
Don't. Yeah, Tears Don't Fall.
Oh, the Tears Don't Fall.
There is a Tears Don't Fall Part 2 song that's on one of their recent albums, and quite honestly, it's garbage. So I guess follow-up albums, minus a few rare exceptions, I gotta say is Bullet. In my opinion, Bullet for My Valentine's like volume, fucking album quality went down after The Fever.
That's kind of what I heard about them, actually.
Yeah,
I catch videos here and there about bands I don't even give a shit about, and I'm just like, oh yes, history.
Yeah, it's fucking Bullet for My Valentine.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. So the fans hated Risk, and it was a flop. And then roughly 14 years later, he did it again. 13, a great album, followed up by Super Collider, an album with one good song and everything else blows. Worst birthday present for me, because that's when I was really getting into him. Pretty much all the other bands I listened to were relatively solid all the way through. Even everybody's opinion as far as the worst Anthrax album is still a great album. And unfortunately, for some reason, a lot of people think it's Volume 8, and I think Volume 8 fucking rules. And then again, I'm not a big fan of early Anthrax, but now I'm rambling, so... Yeah, I guess that's about that. Bad follow-up albums. Vote it up. Gingy.
Yo.
What's your issue today?
I went through the list and I found a few things about work in general, but the specific one, no, overworking is going to be my issue of this week.
Okay.
Oh shit, hold on. Fuck, where'd I put the fucking bot command? Uh-oh. I'm getting fucking sidetracked. Okay, never mind. Here we go. See, my whole point of overworking is you work plenty of hours in a row, or you fucking work too many days in a row without a break, right? 'Cause I work in the security field, and a previous employer that I won't name like on record, but
You should fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them.
They rhyme with bark.
That's actually really I don't know.
They rhyme with bark. Anyway, I was forced at that point to work multiple like super long shifts in a row with little to no sleep. I think the worst it'd gotten was 3 16-hour shifts in a row with minimum sleep between 3 shifts. And it's like you push yourself. It's like, I can understand working a lot, to earn money to pay for like bills and shit and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But when you work yourself to the point to where you're not eating properly, or if you're fucking falling asleep at your job because you're that sleep exhausted, low-key, it's kind of fucked up. Like, how can you...
Oh, I did that at one of my first machining jobs. Pulled an all-nighter, basically, and then, like, my job was, like, in the other building to watch this, like, super high-tech machine that basically runs itself. You almost don't even have to touch it. You load it up with some pieces, and then you let it do its thing. You check the tolerance once in a while. And then, you just sit on your ass and just let it do its thing. And, I was able to, like, catch some sleep while letting that machine run. But I would, like, stay just awake enough to, like, hear it finish up. So I knew when to, like, switch the piece over and let it finish doing its thing.
But see, I don't have that luxury in security. Like, it's security 101. You don't fucking sleep on the job.
Right.
But, like, I'm not gonna lie. There were a couple of times, especially working those brutal... Like, I can understand working those shifts every once in a while. Mm-hmm. But that consecutively in a row with less than... honest to God, I want to say less than 15 hours over those 3 days of sleep. Like, I vaguely remember going into the office to sit down and, just play on my phone for a minute because I just got done with a patrol, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before I went in, I want to say roughly about like 1:45-ish in the morning, because I was working an overnight shift going into my regular shift. So I went in, I want to say about 10:30 at night, and I was there till 4 p.m. It's like fucking brutal. I went in roughly about 2 o'clock in the morning, and before I knew it, I was jolting myself awake, and it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
Damn. You just straight up blacked out.
So, like, you should not be pushed to that point with work. Or, and now, granted, this is voluntarily my fault with my current job. Like, my manager, my supervisor, one of the chillest motherfuckers I've ever known. Like, he is a cool dude. Between swapping shifts, so I changed my days off. So I now have Friday, Saturday off when I used to have Sunday, Monday. So when the shift schedule changed, I either had the option of working straight through, or I, can just take the time off. And I was like, no, I'll work through. Or I'll get asked, hey, would you mind coming in to help out? Or happened the other night, I was asked to come in super early in the morning, which is fine. Like, I'm more than happy to help out, but at the same point, it's overworking in a sense. Like, I'm getting burnt out. Like, I'm sitting at work fucking regretting life's decisions because fuck, I would be sleeping right now if I had it my way. I mean, I'm not gonna say no because I need some dental work that needs to get fucking done, and I can't afford all of it because medical insurance is complete dog shit, or dental insurance is dog shit.
Yeah, I recently figured out just how much they'll actually cover.
Oh yeah,
and it's not much.
No,
like,
it
you'll
really
run
isn't.
out very quickly. And everything you do in dental is always like thousands of dollars or some shit.
Well, it's like all medicine. Like, everything is just unbelievably expensive now.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a crippling phobia of the dentist, so I have to get fucking drugged out in order to get the work done, and that's where like the majority of the cost is fucking coming from.
Oh,
is the fucking anesthesia.
Generally, the majority of costs for the whole medical industry is that there's actually a mandated limit on how many doctors you can train a year, and literally there's an artificial scarcity of the knowledge because the schools will only teach so many.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's like, I enjoy my job. I like doing what I'm doing. I'm making, it might be subtle in the moment, but I am making a difference in these kids' lives that I work for. And fucking, I work so
Janitor.
much consistently enough. No, fuck you. I said security, motherfucker. I don't guard trash
somebody's
cans.
got to keep it clean. Securing trash cans and, food into the trash, whatever.
Securing trash people, yeah.
They're securing trash to children.
Rum ham.
But yeah, that's pretty much my issue. It's just you work so much, you're burnt out. And you'd think like what you would truly need to get a good reset would be like a vacation, right? But you can't fucking afford it. It's like cost of living keeps fucking going up, and minimum wage isn't matching it.
No. Well, you cannot live off minimum wage.
No, you can't.
Minimum wage is a fucking joke. Like, I don't understand how anybody could even do anything. Like, why
nowadays
you
you really
get
can't
out of
fucking thrive if you are living on your own unless you have an incredibly well-paying job.
And the fucking shit that you're expected to do at minimum wage is fucking insane. Like, I'm doing so much less now making what I do than I did when I started making minimum wage. Like, and I just don't think it should be that way, right? Get paid for what you're doing. I get it if you're stocking shelves and shit. But like, on the other hand, when you have to deal with a fuckload of people a day, right? You have to put all their groceries in the bags. You have to scan them all, give yourself carpal tunnel doing so. I don't think a fucking measly $11 an hour is going to do it, It's not really worth the trouble. I mean, fucking stores need to be paying the workers what they're actually worth. And that's hard to do, obviously, because of how the economy works. And it's unfortunate that it is that way. But fucking what can you do?
Nothing. You do nothing.
That being said, I actually do have an overworking story. And I worked for a different shop. They made cabinets, and they overworked the shit out of us. Like, I got there, and they're like, "Yep, you only have to stay 8 hours here, a day until your first week is over." I'm like, "All right, that's cool." I get back, and they're just like, "Yep, we just work 10 hours until we catch back up with the orders." Like, all right. And we got multiple machines running in this shop, right? Multiple routers cutting the parts out. You'd think it wouldn't be a big problem. Except they break down all the time, and the way that the managers like to figure out why things are moving slowly, they start from the top and work their way down, instead of going to the source of where the issues lie, which is in the machines that break down all the fucking time, and you don't teach any of the machinists how to fucking fix them themselves. And it would go so much quicker if they did.
Well, here's the thing.
They're not
it's a lot
fucking
less
machinists, they're operators. But anyway, go ahead.
It's a lot less expensive to yell at a guy than it is to actually fix a machine.
Yeah, basically. But we never caught up.
Oh yeah.
We were doing 10-hour days every day, 6 days a week for some reason. And I remember being there on a Saturday. And the fucking bitchiest Coke bottle glasses bitch came up and was like, "So if you guys work a little faster," and she really did sound like that. "If you guys work faster, you can get out earlier today." So, oh, okay, all right. So we're all fucking, we are just hauling ass. We're trying to, get everything just loaded up on cars. Get it the fuck out of there. Just send it through. And we're doing that. We didn't get to leave early. Instead, what we got was her walking up and saying, "So why don't you guys work like that all the time?"
Oh, go fuck yourself, lady.
Yeah, right? I hope she's fucking dead. This was years ago.
Well, the good news is, these people generally destroy their own lives.
I can't tell you.
Okay, hold on.
No, Warf, in my experience, generally they prosper and rise to the top.
No, I find they generally get a middle management position they hate and spend the rest of their life slowly corroding their soul.
You wonder why no one loves them, and they're sitting at home eating fucking bowl of ramen, thinking, "Where did I go wrong in life?"
Or they get Uber Eats every night and get fatter and fatter until they can't even do their job.
You'll be like fucking what's his name?
That's wonderful.
What's the guy that Ben Stiller played in fucking Dodgeball?
Paul Blart?
No, Ben. Have you seen the movie
Right
Dodgeball? With Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, I've seen Dodgeball. It's been a long time though.
What's his fucking name?
I'm trying to remember who Ben Stiller played. Did Ben Stiller play?
He played the antagonist.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, I feel like I recognize the face, but I don't recognize the wig that he wore.
But yeah, at the end, like he was throughout the movie, he was fit and all that shit. But by the end, he was fatty, eating fucking. I think it was chicken out of a bucket.
Yeah,
like that's what the people will end up being. But yeah, that is primarily mine. Is just overworking in general. Like I understand working hard is one thing, but if you work so much to the degree that you are burnt out and you're still struggling with bills and whatnot, like that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, that is just the state of the economy, and depending on where you're
it's sad.
Too.
It's pathetic. Like you can't live on your own anymore. You have to have fucking multiple incomes just to make it.
Speaking of, my wife and I basically worked at the same place. And by that I mean Pink. So we worked at the same fucking place. And she was working this other machine, right? Just a really simple machine. You just put a little fucking toe kick in, it drills it like on one side, and that's it. Well, she somebody did not tell her that she wasn't supposed to wear gloves on that machine. And this machine was also really old and didn't have the proper guards on it that it was supposed to. So she fucking got injured from that. It fucking caught her thumb. It drilled into her thumb. And the most that they did to fix that was pay for her medical expenses. But they didn't fucking say anything to me. I didn't even find out she was gone until like I couldn't get a hold of her. And when I was like, "Why did you not tell me that? I'm on her emergency contact." They're like, "Well, we didn't want to interrupt your workflow." I'm like, "You didn't want to interrupt my fucking workflow?"
When you have a genuine emergency with someone, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't find out anything until she was at the hospital.
Isn't that suable?
Yes, it is, and let me tell you more about this. So they didn't tell me because they wanted to put the proper guards on the machine and take pictures of it with the proper guards on it so that we couldn't sue them. And they would be like, "Oh, it looked like this the whole time." And it was like, I am pissed at them to this day. Like, her thumb is better. Her thumb is fine nowadays. But it'll, like, that'll never not piss me off, knowing that we were entitled to so much fucking money and that now we can't do anything about it. And all they did was pay the medical expenses.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Fuck this place. And I hope that fucking place burns down. That Coke bottle bitch, I hope she dies. I hope she chokes on her own stupid Coke bottle glasses. Somehow.
I can't fucking tell you because I listen to Reddit podcast stories or Reddit story podcast. You know, at work or when I'm driving. I can't tell you how many times I have heard stories about people being overworked or malicious compliance to dipshit management.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and that makes me like super thankful to have the management that I have now. Is if I have, crisis, go wrong with my kid, right, and I have to leave work to go get him, whatever. They understand that shit happens, and I typically don't get in trouble.
Yeah. All right, Pink, you wanted to say something about that?
Yeah, I wanted to say something about the
Don't name the company.
The company that shall not be named. When the incident happened, so when it happened, they're all like rushing around. They're like, "Hey, is there anything you need? Can we help you?" And I only had one request: tell them what's happening. That's it. And it took them 5 fucking hours to get to even tell him. I had to call him from the hospital, and it's like, the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's
So-
fucked up, Pink.
So it really sucks in modern day, but what every person listening to this should understand is you should have a phone call recording program on your phone, and every single call you take or have in an emergency should be recorded and cataloged.
By the way, hashtag not sponsored. I use an app called Cube ACR.
Yeah, you need
It's
to
an
be
audio recording app. This thing records audio calls no matter where it is coming from. Your actual phone, through Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, WhatsApp, whatever way you...
no matter how much the company pretends like it's going to help you, all they're going to do is look for any way to fuck you over.
Exactly. It's like insurance companies.
And when you're doing this, you need to make sure to call management and everyone involved, like, constantly to, like, make sure things are going exactly as they're supposed to be. Because if they fuck you and it's on a phone call, that's evidence in court.
Yeah, damn.
Also, make sure you're in a single-party consent state. If you're in a multi-party, you need to ask to be
that is
recorded.
the key factor.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure Washington State is not one of those.
There's very few.
Oh shit. Anyway, you know what, Kai? Do you have an issue ready yet?
You may have accidentally almost stolen what I was gonna do, which is not overwork, finding work. Although it might be a little bit too close now that you've already done that.
Well, that was Gingy.
Sorry, I don't know anybody here yet.
Oh, good.
That's okay.
So, anyways, simply put, the amount of work needed in defined work is starting to get slightly insane. First, just applying the things, you're going to be spending almost all your time doing that, just filing, filling out papers, probably not hear back from the vast majority of them. Then, of course, once you get something, you're probably going to then need to actually get there. Oh, you need nice clothes for the interview. Nice clothes cost money if you don't happen to already have some. Then you need to either spend gas or the train ticket or whatever you have in your area to get there.
I hope you have insurance for the
then you spend all
drug test.
All day at the interview.
Drug test, it costs money.
And then maybe even if you thought it was a good lead, it doesn't come through. Honestly, a job you don't get an interview for, you're probably spending about anywhere from half an hour to 3 hours, depending on if they want you to do tests per each one you apply to, and you're going to be doing that a lot, anywhere from 15 minutes to about 3 hours, depending on the job, whether you're tweaking your resume. If you do get an interview, that's going to be an all-day thing on top of that previous 15 minutes to 3 hours.
Especially if it's out of town.
Plus expenses.
If you live far away from the job site, then that's like a 40-minute drive, so that's even more gas.
And at the end of the day, to maybe get absolutely nothing. And it's the classic, you need the money and time to sit on your ass to do this, but if you don't have money or time, likelihood is, unless you have another support network, which most people probably don't, you're kind of screwed.
I remember being there, and the most unhelpful things is when you apply to places and you end up getting called by staffing groups. They're like, "Oh, hi, this is here's an application for this job. You can work at this place," and then you get a call, and it's like, "Hi, we're whatever staffing group. You come here and apply, and we'll set you up with some job." And it's like, dude, fucking nobody ever gets hired from a staffing group. Like, let's fucking be real. It almost never happens unless you are on the spectrum and, you make sure that that's on your resume. Like, I am, but I don't like putting it on there because I don't want people to not hire me because of that.
Well, that's the other thing. Do you lean into diversity initiatives or do you not? Like, is saying I am LGBT here going to get me fucked, or is it going to get me a job?
That depends on a boss who you do not know yet, and it could be either one.
It depends on what the boss is into.
It also depends on who their investors are. And so basically, every job you have to do unlimited amounts of research if you even want to get your foot in the door.
I just apply for most everything in my field, and I don't have the job search problem anymore. Like, that's totally gone with me. If I want to go work for somebody else, I just do it. They're like, wow, that's a lot of experience you got under your belt, though.
That's the classic cycle, right? Once you break free of, I need experience, but I don't have experience, but I need to work in a field that's not flipping burgers to get experience. There's very few ways out of that loop. Once you're out, you're gonna be probably fine.
Yeah, it took a while. Like, the first 2 jobs were kind of difficult to get, in the door of, and usually it was just a place with a high turnover rate, and I just kind of dealt with it for a while and moved on. But now it's just like, hey, I like where I'm at. I like what I'm doing. So, fuck it. If they piss me off, I'll leave. Basically, that's where I'm at. But, yeah. I just got lucky, though. I stumbled into a trade that I had no interest in, like, at the very start. And then I just got good at it. So I got lucky. I can't say that everybody else could do this, right? I'm not that fucking guy. It's like, you're not working hard enough. Nah, fuck that guy. Really just kind of have to get lucky. That guy got
really lucky and has been holding it over everyone for the rest of his life.
Yep. Because he has no real personality.
Well, yeah, he spent his entire life getting that job, and now he's the job.
Yeah.
Also, fuck you, Mr. Boss, telling me to work hard. I work hard just by showing up.
Well, so, I think I think we can kind of just combine these 2 issues into one issue. You're a mercenary. Because the analogy basically is, for a good job, you would be a soldier, or a commander or a boss can't afford to get soldiers killed, can't afford to do stupid things with them, because after they die, after an employee leaves or something in that situation, shit. But employees are basically mercenaries. If they get hurt, get a new one. And if if you're wasting your time trying to get one, and one gets frustrated and leaves, there's other crowd outside, and you're very replaceable. And the boss owes you no loyalty, except you have to owe them loyalty, because if you don't, there's another guy right behind you.
They'll fucking kill you with legal fees.
Yep. Well, I don't know anything about the legal fees part, but yeah.
If you really push it, most companies will just destroy your livelihood.
Oh.
Or just write a note on some system that's like, oh, this guy successfully won a suit against us because his hand was crushed. Never hire this guy, ever. And then you never find work, ever, because your life's ruined.
They'll just blacklist
because you won.
There's blacklists. They exist.
Yeah, at that point, you just work for a small shop for the rest of the time. Which isn't a bad thing. Most small shops are really fucking relaxed. But then again, that is also only for you if you work a warehouse job of some sort. So if you don't, and your skill set lies elsewhere, and it's in a fucking, what do you call it? Not an ecosystem, or an economy, really. What's the word I'm thinking of? Industry. In an industry run only by large companies, then yeah, you're fucked. It's done. There's no small shop unless you go work for some indie people, and good luck getting paid. They're barely making money themselves. Anyway, Warf.
My issue, not as world-rending as this, is
yeah,
bad
we got
teammates.
some good ones. Bad teammates.
Yeah, or you know what? No, solo queue.
What is solo queue?
So you ever play a team game? There's any video game, and you think you're pretty good. You do well in your games, but the game isn't. You're not alone in it, and you end up in this situation where you do pretty well. Maybe you're not the best, maybe not the worst, but for some reason, every game you find, oh, no one can do anything. You are behind. You don't know why you're behind. This is a fundamental problem with team-based games. You often find yourself at the mercy of the solo queue, where if you decide to play the hip new game alone, you are going to be at mercy of the people who have no friends.
Oh shit! I feel like this is an issue with Mario Kart, just online Mario Kart in general. Have you seen the people that are really good at Mario Kart DS? It's
I have lost several fucking friends because.
Well, see, it's more like, yeah, it's just. It feels like sometimes when you're playing certain games, it feels like the game doesn't really matter. It's just you're playing slots to see if you win.
Yeah, I feel like you have more control over that when it comes to Call of Duty or some other first-person shooter or something like that. Any fighting game, really, you have a better shot, so to speak.
Well, that's why people
something like Mario Kart.
Well, that's why people play COD for their entire lives, right? Because the skill expression in those games is very single. There's team modes in those games, but you're still really just playing for yourself.
Yeah.
But if you play, say, a game like the hip new game Deadlock, you can go 30 kills and 0 and still lose the game. That's why I have this issue. I'm very mad about that game.
Another game with this issue, EVE Online, in its second mention, I think, in the show so far.
Oh god, you can't play that game solo, at all.
I used to actually play EVE, not in nullsec. I was a low sec pirate, and essentially my whole thing was to try and ambush people heading between nullsec and highsec. For those of you who don't know, how EVE works is highsec is basically PvE zone, nullsec no rules, and different clans of players rule everything.
Yes, and there's hundreds of dollars of equipment being thrown around at any time.
That is basically the only niche you can do solo, because there, all the people who are actually playing in clans will occasionally need to go off on trading expeditions and shit, and there you can actually do something. But if you actually want to, like, hold a planet in game, you have to play in a clan. There's literally no other way.
And if you play in a clan, you're going to be shit on, because clans treat their players like companies treat their workers, except you're not being paid.
That sounds like actual hell. Why would you want to play Eve?
Because as if you are either
because there's these multi-year stories of like betrayals and like political intrigue and millions of dollars of in-game items being burned to the ground overnight.
Yes, its economy system is unironically one of the best, and due to the no rules and nullsec, this leads to players basically creating their clans actually basically acting as nation states, which unfortunately means that if you want to be part of this drama, a real life problem applies, which is if you're just a soldier for these guys, you'll probably spend 90% of your time either farming or mining or generally not having fun in between the extremely rare team battles.
And there are stories of guys spending like 5 to 10 years in a clan just to get enough power within that clan to steal all their money and run.
Which is why I just sort of hung out at trade lanes where clans, they technically can't control low sec, but it's still a PvP zone. So that is literally the one area where solo players can thrive.
Yeah, sounds about right. But also Eve is like, even when you're doing the high-end shit, it's really boring. It's just a stat game.
Yeah, eventually I got bored of it and stopped playing, simply because even then, I was spending 90-95% of my playtime farming for items I needed to ambush people, or mining, or just doing errands in between my actual fun raids into people's territory and shit. And eventually there was like 5 or 10 of us, just a tiny group compared to literally hundreds upon hundreds of people.
Well, we got an interview from an actual Eve player, so that is fucking awesome.
I haven't played in like 5 years. For all I know, the game has changed immensely since then.
But yeah, this is why Battle Royales got popular, by the way, and why team Battle Royales, besides Apex, generally fail. It's the only game format where you as a solo player have any agency. I don't know. I guess I'm just tired of video games being, did I get good people to play with, or do I have to go convince 4 other people to play with me?
Well, you just gotta hop onto Mario 64 Co-op Deluxe.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to sell to you fuckers, but nobody wants to play it.
Keep forgetting, I'm so sorry. Leads into my previous issue, I've been overworked.
That's fair. But what about Warf? Why aren't you fucking playing Co-op Deluxe?
Because I'm playing the hit new game Deadlock by Valve.
What about the hip new old game, Co-op Deluxe?
Well, see, this game I can go 13-1-2 and still feel like I'm losing.
Oh. But you could work together and get the stars. It works with a fuckload of ROM hacks, right?
Yes, I know how. I'm big into 64 hacking. Here's the thing: I don't care. I will play eventually, I'm sure. But this game's good, and I want to play it.
Oh. It works with Star Road, though, man.
That's the problem. You can't get anyone to play anything, because everyone wants to do their own shit.
Except for Chained Together. That was pretty easy to get people together.
Yeah, well, if it's the hip new thing, you can get people in on it for about a week.
And we played it
Chained Together is so much fucking fun.
Wait, you actually... Bro, why wasn't I invited?
What? Playing with local friends.
Oh,
Yeah, get local,
get local.
bitch.
Oh my god. Have you guys ever heard of a game called Ragnarok Online?
No.
I feel like I've heard the name, but don't know anything about it.
Okay, so it's like a really old MMO. No one plays on
Okay.
official servers because they're the most pay-to-win thing ever, but there's private servers in it. And there's lots of really good ones, like, you know, any flavor of game you want that is there. And I used to solo like private servers in Ragnarok Online because I just liked the gameplay. But here's the thing: do you know what Brazilian locusts are?
Locusts, but they're in Brazil.
So in a lot of older MMOs, especially on private servers, there are groups of Brazilians who because anyone in Brazil with a computer is a rich asshole, and they all know each other. So they will get in these 50-man clans, buy as many microtransactions as they can, and try and destroy servers by completely outcompeting its economy.
Oh, that is shite.
Yeah, and they're called locusts because they will just appear in your server like a fucking swarm, drop thousands of dollars, and then leave when it's boring.
Wow, that kind of reminds me of finding a hacker on Mario Kart. It's just
Yeah,
like,
but everything they're doing is legitimate.
yeah, I know, but like, it still feels the same way. If you had to pay money to like play a game, like to win at a game,
they suck.
that should not be a fucking option. There should be a whole sect of people that do that, right? If you invest in the microtransactions, then you get to play with the other people that invested in microtransactions. So
it's not
the
just
regular
that.
people can just play on their own server.
There's like groups of 50 to 100 of these guys in your server that is like maybe a community of about the same size. And then you as a solo, you know, you're just playing the game. Suddenly your server's dying because there's a bunch of Brazilians on farming everything on cooldown.
I don't know what that means exactly, but I'll take your word for it that it's probably something bad.
Okay, so in Ragnarok Online, there are these things called MVPs, and they're basically like world bosses, and they respawn on a timer. And so, like, one of the big draws of the game is trying to, like, get MVPs before other players to get rare items. Well, if there's 50 people on your server farming all 50 MVPs on cooldown all day, every day, because they're rich Brazilians that have no life, you suddenly have a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you have to get rid of all the Brazilians?
Well, you can't, because the server solution. That's the other problem. The server owners are really hesitant to get rid of them because they're spending more money than anyone else has ever spent on the server.
So, like, if you're having all these people with like a bunch of money, and they're like controlling everything, don't you think there's like I'm sure there have been some solutions to problems like this in the past, but we need like a final solution, one to rule them all, you know?
Well, there's also like these servers also have a PvP thing that's like a battlegrounds thing, and generally like one or two clans will fight over this. Well, if these guys come in, no one's using any of that, and they don't just like control everything; they will destroy the price of the economy in the game. See, there's also like, you know, there is a gold economy in these games, and they will destroy the price of anything, meaning there's no reason to play anymore because everything's available when they leave.
So, do you think that like if the players just banded together and rounded them up and like put them in one place where they'll only spend more money with each other,
spend more money, and they will outspend you, and this is what they want. They want you to try and fight back because they can outspend you, because they are, once again, any Brazilian with a computer, at least when this was going on, is one of the richest people in Brazil.
Well, what if you get someone that's got like a lot of charisma, like people really like him? He might have a funny mustache.
The problem is
you let him take care of it.
Well, the problem is even if an established community bands together, you're still going to be outpowered by sheer like microtransactions.
The solution is just don't put microtransactions in the game for anything but cosmetics.
Well, here's the issue.
What if we
Ragnarok
employed-
Online's really expensive to run because of the way its server infrastructure is set up. You need like actually expensive server space to run this. As well, Ragnarok runs on like private servers generally run on keeping stuff updated, which requires like coders and stuff, as the actual game source code is very hard to break. It just all comes down to you're solo, you don't have 50 rich friends, and you're fucked.
Well, there's your problem right there, making the game that server intensive to run.
Well, these private servers are not legal. They're not expected to be legal. Well, they're kind of legal. They're pseudo legal. They're not. The content's never given out to them, but they're not like stopped from running.
Why weren't you grasping onto the Hitler jokes?
Because I'm passionate about Ragnarok. I like the game. It's in a very bad state these days, though.
Man, I did all that. I was like, this is a good bit. It's getting better and better. And then I ran out of Nazi jokes, and I'm like, well, shit.
He does this IRL too.
She didn't catch that I was saying final solution. Employ a man with a lot of charisma and a funny mustache.
Yeah, I completely missed that.
Holy shit.
Wow, I noticed that. I was waiting for you to...
Waiting for me to just start speaking in German.
I was waiting for him to catch on.
Look, well, this is the joke, but yeah, that's my problem. Solo queue.
Damn.
It's hell.
Hey,
it's hell out there when you just... It's hell out there when you have friends and you can convince them to play games, but you still just want to solo a game.
Do we have access to the voicemails?
I don't believe so. No.
Unless you were running it.
No, I wasn't. I left one. But that was it. It was because I wanted to talk about something that fucking happened. But if it's going to be on the voicemails for next week, I'll just fucking leave it.
I think there's a voicemail bot, but I don't know how to use it.
Oh, well, fuck it. It's fine. It'll come up next time. It's an insane story. Shit. Other than that, fucking, how long have we been on? What's our time sitting at?
Let's see. We are sitting well over an hour. We're I'd say about an hour, 20 minutes. I think this is a good point to call it.
Yeah. Hey, not bad. You know what? For one that I had to run, I think it was A-okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Fuck, how does Riley do this? Oh, yeah. What was everybody's issues? Because mine was bad follow-up albums.
What are your issues and where can we find you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not both at the same time, though.
No,
right. The issues actually come next, actually. Okay. All right. Warf, where can we find you?
You can find me at True Warficus on X. I now have a Twitch page called Warficus. I'm streaming Deadlock now because I find this game amazing. And I'm good at it, I swear. Just ignore when I die on stream.
Yeah, shit. Is that still going to be in the show? I hope we were recording that part.
What do you mean?
When we were talking about the... Oh, wait, were you here for that? I think you might not have come on yet when we started talking about that. The mukbang streamer that died eating on stream.
Oh God. No, I'm not doing mukbang. You can't make me.
Something else is going to kill you on stream, basically.
Yeah.
The CIA. Kai, where can we find you?
I am Kai C, or just Kai. You can find me under Winter Sun Waifu on X.com. I keep wanting to call it Twitter.
Xvideos.com.
I am not on there at all, thankfully.
Anyway.
Unthankfully, Kai's got a nice ass.
Nice. Gingy.
You can find me at my personal Twitter at RagingGingy. I stream twitch.tv/PKAF.
Oh shit, you're so quiet. You should probably come back
am
and
I
start
better?
over. Yeah, that's
Am I
better.
better now? Okay. You can find me on my personal Twitter at RagingGingy. I stream twitch.tv/ppafgingy, where I have been streaming Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I would say well over 2/3 done. And then I'll be moving on to Assassin's Creed Rogue. But between streams, since the game will be coming out in 3 days from now as of recording, I will also be streaming Squirrel with a Gun.
Sweet.
Because fuck it, why not? I also run a video game podcast called Pixels, Polygons, and Fun. You can find that wherever podcasts are found. Here shortly, I can announce it now, since we're a couple episodes deep in recording. I also run a D&D podcast called The Four Pillars. You can't find that anywhere just yet. However, it will be available soon. Keep an eye out.
All right. And although he's not here, if I can remember correctly, I believe you can find Riley at Linktree, right? So link.tree, Riley Cinematic Universe. He's got big
that is
guy,
the
little
worst
guy.
link tree. He needs to fucking shorten that.
I'm pretty sure that's his Linktree, unless it's like just Riley.
No, I know. I keep forgetting to tell Riley to shorten that shit. That shit's awful.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is the RCU. are you saying he should shorten it down to RCU?
Yeah, that link name is just so fucking long.
Yeah, but it's pretty iconic.
It is.
You wouldn't forget it. I didn't forget it.
RCU would be better, though.
Yeah. So Riley Cinematic Universe, before it inevitably changes to RCU because it's shorter and easier to remember. He's got Big Guy, Little Guy, Detour Ahead podcast. I believe there's the Dickheads pod. I don't know if that's still going or not. Of course, you can also find him on the Issue Crew normally. And you can find me at Captain Blackbread on YouTube. And you can also find the gaming channel with me and Habibi on shit. See, I always want to say Dead Hands Entertainment. It's the old name. Hootenanny Central. We are the only Hootenanny Central. And if for some reason we're not anymore, we're the ones with the Mario Party 2 Donkey Kong as our picture. Trying to release stuff. We're trying. But like, holy shit, is it hard to do stuff when you got to clean up your house and you got to do car work. Yeah. Vote that shit up if we ever get that system running. So if you want to hear yourself on the show, call our voicemail line. 727-487-1137. And yes, you'll have to sit through the thing that's like Google Voice. Yes, we'll help connect you. Yes, just wait it out. Let it ring. It's a bad system. He needs to fix it. But anyway, that's just how it is. You can email us, theissuecrew@gmail.com. Most importantly, vote using the link in the description. And thank you very much for watching, guys. My issue was bad follow-up albums. Gingy?
Mine was Overworked.
Warf?
Mine was Solo Queue.
Kai?
Mine was Finding Work.
Well, we got some interesting ones to pick from, so think hard on that before you click. Anyway.
Click hard on that before you think.
Yeah, click hard on that before you dick.
Giggity.
Click hard on that dick. I don't like this anymore. We gotta end the show.
All right,
we gotta
goodbye,
get out of here.
everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.